Hey, what's up everybody? So today what we're going to work on is we're going to try and work on this passenger side fender well, the inside of it. So I've already made this side. It's currently just kind of sitting there, needs some minor tweaks, but it's a good template, so I'm going to copy that one for this side. It should be pretty close. I'll make it a little bit big so I don't have to worry about making it again. Hopefully I can finish both of those, get them all seated properly, get everything screwed in or welded in. I haven't decided yet. And then take it all apart, seam seal everything, put it all back together, and then we'll have our fender wells finished. I don't know if we'll have time for that today, but we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. So the first thing I got to do is start taking out all of my stereo equipment. I started getting... I was working on my car stereo because I didn't feel like working on my fender wells the other day. So now I just got to undo all of that stuff real quick, and then I can get started on copying the piece. So thankfully when I built this and designed this, I did not make it super complicated to put in and out. It's just a 2 wires, or well I guess 4 wires, and everything's in stereo right now. Oh crap. No, I did that right. Okay. Just back in there. That one out. I just like to keep track of which wire's coming from where, so I remember how to reassemble this when I'm putting it back together. So I'm still undecided on if I want to do use my subs in, or my amps. No, that's not the right subs. My subs in parallel mode or not. I might put them in series. It just depends on what sounds better, has clearer bass, and just, you know, I prefer overall. Alright, so that's out of the way. I wanted to just give you guys a quick little refresher of how this is looking. So we've got this little piece that I've made right here. Piece that I've made right here. It's almost perfect fitting in that little corner over there. I just need to probably knock this top edge over where I marked it, and then bend this over so then it can attach to the top of the fender well, and I can go from there. But for now, I'm just going to straight copy this onto my other sheet I have over there, because I know this will work, and just go from there really. So let's go outline it and start cutting this piece out. So I'm going to try my best to copy this one as close as I can. Obviously we're going bigger on every dimension. So I'm going to put this in the corner. That'll make my job a lot easier. Then we'll start marking this bad guy out. So I'm going to mark the actual dimensions first, and then from here I'll go ahead and add like a, let's call it an inch all the way around, just so that I know that I have enough space for everything, just in case the passenger side is a little bit well, tighter than, or looser than this side. Actually, I'm not going to add anything to the top up here. I think this top is actually fine, because I have, you know, this 1-inch gap all the way through right here. That it, so I've already added my gap I just need to add something to the bottom of this so that I can bend it over and make that fit. So we're just going to grab our handy dandy tape measure. Actually, we're going to use this. So we will put it about an inch out and then just trace the line. So I kind of cut this corner a little bit tighter because I know I'm going to have to go back to basically the same point as this one. I'm just going to use my CAD designs, and make that fit perfect after this. But I just want a nice little template that I can use, and I can just kind of go from there. So I'm going to mute you guys while I'm cutting this so that I'm not blowing your ears out, because I realize some of this stuff can be quite loud on video, and I apologize for that. So go ahead and cut this out and get started. sorry about that. Just need to take a quick second to answer a very important work text. Back to the grinding. Alright, so we have our little small piece cut out right here. Compared to our slightly more refined piece. I guess. Yeah, there's no good with maybe like this. So it's close. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to get a great side by side here, but she's getting there. So what I'm probably going to do now is figure out if this bottom line right here is in fact where I can bend it over, and then I'll make my cuts, bend this up, bend this that way, and then go from there. So then I'll probably mark my top line that I can bend over, like I have over here. So let's go mark this out. I'm going to guess that it's going to be fairly close. If not perfect. So this one's going to be a little bit trickier because I have a lot more stuff right here. Hopefully that's not that big of a deal for fitting this. Actually, no, before I do this, I'm going to take my... Let me see if I can do this without taking the tires out. Actually, hilariously enough, yeah, that angle is perfect. So I'm actually just going to cut it along this line right here, the line that I marked for the other side. Probably leave this much off, and then just bend the rest of this up. So that's perfect. I love not having to do a ton of work. It makes my life so much easier. Let's back up. Alright, so probably. So right about here is where, I can't see this, but right about up to here is where I want my line to end. So what I'll do is I will come straight down. Actually, how do I do this? Yeah, I'll just come straight down. I think that'll be my best bet. Okay, so I cut this tiny little piece off right here. Yep, that's a lot of reflection. I cut this tiny little piece off, so I had this nice hard point, and then I only cut 2 relief cuts right here because I think that this piece right here is straight enough that I don't need the relief cut. So I should have just bent these 2 tabs over and then bent this entire piece over, and then I can test fit it in the car, mark my top line, and then bend my top line. Just like I have to do over here, except this one is going to require a lot more relief cuts because the entire thing is a curve, it's not just straight. So that will be fun. I think I'll probably just go every couple inches. But, alright, which way does this need to go? So it's in the car like this. So I'm not going to do this big long run all in one shot. I will slowly bend the entire piece. So that way I don't end up warping something that I don't want to get warped. I'm also putting this on the edge of my table, so that way I can control the actual flexing of the plate itself as I'm trying to bend it this way, and it'll try and pringle on you. So now I'm just going to make this as close to a 90 as I can. So, and I do know that all of these tiny little waves that I'm putting in the metal are going to make it a pain to seal later, but I got enough seam sealer that I don't think it's going to be a problem. So I got my 2 little curves. I'm going to go double check the fitment of this piece, and then I will bend this edge over, and while I'm at it, I might as well check both sides. Sorry. Let's see if we can get this in here without cutting something, breaking something. Okay, so that is perfect. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to get you guys a good shot of that, but the entire Sharpie line on the inside of this, it's all perfect, it all looks good. So now time to mirror the same thing on this one. This one's probably going to be a little bit harder, but that's fine. I'm not looking for perfection. I just want something that relatively stops the water from coming inside my trunk and getting all of my electronics wet. So let's go ahead and mark this side. Okay, so this little metal piece right here is throwing this off. Not quite sure if you guys can maybe see this. So there's this little tiny metal clip right here that's part of the trunk support. So I'm going to have to notch right here a good little bit. I think it's probably like half an inch right there. So I'm going to mark where this is and then the start and stop of where the wheel well is. That way I can know where I'm making my little cut. I'm just going to cut that little piece out. So obviously this fender well is a little bit deeper inset inside the wheel well than where my other one was. So that's fine. That shouldn't be too big a deal. I will do this first. So all of these ends are incredibly sharp still, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm not like jamming this thing around and. Okay, see if that curves down. Perfect. So this is what it'll roughly look like after I finish bending it. So let's go back over here. Our little side piece. I apologize, I'm moving you guys so much. I only got the one camera. So there's only so much I can do about that. Okay, so I'm going to start making my little notches in here. So I'm going to start making my notches on this piece. I'm going to cut out this little square so that this will slide underneath there with no problems. I think I might cut a little bit of this off. I don't know. I'll see what happens once I put it up there, but I'm going to make my little cuts. I'm going to smooth all of these edges out so they're not sharp and they're not going to poke a hole in something. And then I'll do the same on this one. I will bend them over. I'll bend over one small piece first just to make sure that it's looking good on the inside of the car. And then see what happens. Where's my heads up? Alright, so these top cuts right here, they're super long, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run along and chop these all down to make it a lot easier for it to bend over. I thought that might be a problem, but I wanted to make sure before I actually started working on it. So, the cutting shall continue. Alright, I'm gonna go see how this fits real quick. Hang on. Alright, so that side actually fit pretty good. There's a couple of small tweaks that I have to do to the floor in there. It looks like the floor is, tilted up a little bit from removing the previous sheet metal, so I just got to bang that down. That'll fit beautifully. So now I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I'm going to cut the lip, I'll bend them all over, and then go test fitter. And then once we do that, I'm undecided. So the best way is obviously to weld it all. I'm not quite sure if I am up to that. That's a lot of welding on really thin metal. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pre-drill all the holes. I'm going to take my tires back off, and then I'll come back through with self-tapping screws, pull it all together, and then use seam sealer on it. I think that's my best bet. So I'll probably do that on the inside ones first. So once I finish bending this other piece over, drill all those holes. Actually, I don't think I'm going to get to that. So I'm just going to finish building this piece out, and then we'll go from there and see how much time I have left. I have a little bit of time each day to work on it. So let's just continue on with the cutting and bending. Alright, so I've got this piece made. We're going to check how this one fits. And when it fits as good as I think it will, I will start drilling some holes, making sure all my stuff fits. Okay. Not all that bad, really. So for the little gaps that I have underneath the little wheel wells right here, I'm thinking I'm just going to use the little strips that I have and just put those little strips over here and just smear everything in the seam sealer. That should be more than enough to keep anything from the tires getting kicked up inside here and causing a big old mess. Perfect. Well, I think that's going to be it for this video. Next time I get a chance to come outside, I will take the tires off of this, raise the rear end up a bit, and then start drilling all these holes. Get this all self-tapping screwed in together, and then we just have to weld take it all apart, seam seal everything, put it all back together, weld the trunk supports to the new fender well, and then it should be it. I think I can definitely drive the car right now as it is, but I'll feel much more comfortable with the wheel wells installed. A couple small gaps that I'll have to figure out how I want to deal with. There's a couple creative ways I might do it. I haven't decided yet, but maybe I'll show you guys next time what I end up deciding. We'll see. But until then, I hope y'all take care.